Shalom Yeladim! It's time to continue learning about Parshat Chukat. Well, how did the Bnei Yisrael have water in the Midbar? There were no lakes or rivers or oceans, just a lot of sun and hot sand. So where did the water come from? The answer is that there was a rock, and this rock rolled with the Klal Yisrael everywhere they went. And as soon as the Bnei Yisrael camped and set up their tents, Moshe Rabbeinu took a stick and drew a line in the water to each of the Shvatim. And all of a sudden, big rivers of water would be next to each shevet. You'd almost have to take a boat to go from one shevet to the next. Amazing. And when Klal Yisrael it was time for them to travel, then they would pack up and this rock would roll with them to the next place. Well, that rock was the zechut, a gift. It was a gift in the zechut of Miriam. Miriam was such a special tzaddikus. She was a neviah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to her. She was the sister of Moshe. She was the one who patiently waited to see what would happen to Moshe in the basket. And because of her, all of Klal Yisrael had water in the Midbar. But soon it was time for Miriam to pass away. And she was 125 years old. And when she passed away, at her levaya was Moshe and Aaron. And none of the rest of the Bnei Yisrael. Hashem was very disappointed. Did they not realize that all that water that they were drinking and using was in the zechut, was because of a gift, because of Miriam, because she was so special? How could they not come and give her kavod when she passed away? Hashem wanted to teach the Bnei Yisrael a lesson. And all of a sudden, the be'er of Miriam. Why did I say be'er? Because a well in Hebrew is a be'er. And we get water from a well. So the Torah doesn't say that the rock was an even. It is called the be'er of Miriam. Well, that be'er of Miriam stopped giving water. Hashem wanted to show the Bnei Yisrael, you are not being grateful. You're not showing kavod to Miriam when she passes away. That water that you got, now you won't have it anymore. Well, when the Bnei Yisrael saw that there was no water, they started to complain. So Hashem said to Moshe, okay, now they understand. Maybe they've learned their lesson. I want you to go to this special rock, wherever I guide you. And when you come to that rock, you are to speak to it. You are to say, please let water come out. Well, Moshe was going to listen to Hashem. He always did. And he went and he found the special rock. But all of the Bnei Yisrael were bothering him. They were laughing at him. He's going to speak to the rock. And he made him all confused. And instead of speaking to the rock, Moshe Rabbeinu hit the rock not only once, but twice. When he hit the rock for the second time, water started to flow. All of the Bnei Yisrael were smiling. Now they had water to drink. But Hashem was not smiling. He was very disappointed in Moshe Rabbeinu. Instead of speaking to the rock, he hit the rock. And he was very disappointed in Aaron for not stopping Moshe after he hit the rock the first time. This was going to be a very serious mistake. Because of this mistake, Hashem said, "You are tzaddikim. You should know better. And because you didn't listen exactly the way I said, you will not be able to come into Eretz Yisrael ever. Both of you are going to pass away here in the Midbar, and you will never go into Eretz Yisrael." What a sad, sad thing. The name of that place tells us that something very terrible happened there. The name of the place was May Meriva. May comes from the word Mayim. We know what Mayim is. Mayim is water. Meriva comes from the word Riv, to fight, to argue. In this place, there was an argument. Klal Yisrael were arguing with Moshe. They weren't behaving. They were bothering him. Moshe was getting upset. And the water that came out was water that was caused by an argument. So the name of the place tells us something that happened there. And poor Moshe and Aaron, that was the result, that they would never ever go into Eretz Yisrael. After that, the Bnei Yisrael continued traveling. They were very close to getting into Eretz Yisrael. This was already 38 years of traveling. And they asked the different nations that they went next to whether they could go through their countries. One of the famous countries that Moshe Rabbeinu went to the king was the land of Moab. Moab did not allow the Bnei Yisrael to pass through its land. Moshe Rabbeinu begged. He said, "Please, we will pay you even for passing through your land." And the king of Moab said no. Then he said, "We will go through the back roads. No one will even see us here. We won't bother anybody." But no, the king of Moab said no. HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not allow the Bnei Yisrael to fight with war. And so instead of being able to go straight into Eretz Yisrael, the Bnei Yisrael needed to travel a little bit more. We're going to find out what happens next in Parshat Chukat.